appeared to have when I examined it on the map or looked down on it from Shabazkel. My pace is the standard 15-minute mile that's used as the standard for most army schools. About as fast as I can comfortably walk with 50 pounds on my body. I have marched this pace many times in the past and fall into it easily. I suddenly realized that the idea of dismounting and walking to spot IEDs is silly. At this pace, people aren't noticing much of anything. Oh well. Because the road is so small and poorly kept, if at all, we wouldn't be driving much faster regardless. Besides, I would rather be out of the truck than in it if we hit an IED. My mind certainly isn't on IEDs. I am foolishly thinking ahead. How long till the Taliban notice? How long till they flee? Will the Apaches get there in time? Will we get there in time? Thoughts of casualties aren't included. The fight is secondary. Get there firstest with the mostest. 21st century warfare meets biblical-era tribes and Civil War-era maxims. Time is never neutral. It will always favor one side or the other. Before now, time was on my side. Up till now, I had all day, assuming the Taliban didn't catch on to what we were doing. Even if they did, we would have continued on for the presence patrol and saved the plan for another day, hopefully changed to correct the failings. But, much as a chess timer can reverse the pressures of time, time has shifted firmly into the Taliban's favor. If I take too much time, they flee safely into the mountains and the essentially unguarded region of New Bahar to the east. New Bahar is a recent administrative addition to Zabul, formerly part of Ghazni Province. Ghazni is part of ISAF Regional Command East, and I have had zero interaction with the Polish forces providing the bulk of the combat power there. Ghazni, despite being part of the Highway 1 corridor, has no common border with Pakistan and is considered of secondary importance to those whose strategy is guided by PowerPoint and maps. A closer analysis would demonstrate that the border of Paktika and Zabul provides ample opportunity for the Taliban to operate freely in Ghazni, which, of course, they do. In fact, the Taliban I am hunting today have most likely come from Ghazni, where they used the district of Nowa to refit and train before coming into Zabul. The Nabahar-Nowa border is only a recent addition to the map, and in reality doesn't exist, certainly not to the Taliban. A maxim of war is to split the seam, find a gap between two units and exploit the inevitable weakness created. Basing military boundaries on administrative and unnaturally straight lines is convenient but foolish. The entire country of Afghanistan suffers similarly, but it takes real knowledge of the area to avoid such mistakes, and the U.S. Army is sorely lacking there. Maybe the Afghans could help us, but two questions hinder that option. Do they really want to help and risk self-sufficiency? Even if they tried, would we listen? I have guessed the answer to both those questions and come up in the negative. My knowledge, learned through hours of listening to and probing Sarjang and Julani, informs me that if we miss them before they get into the hills of Surkhagan, they will flee to Ghazni and relative safety. These thoughts roll over and over in my head. They amplify the stress of time so that I'm physically moving faster, trying to hasten getting through this pass, into my truck, and then essentially in a full-blown mounted cavalry charge across the Zabul Plains. The tire tracks I follow show a mix of the A&P Rangers to my front and the unmistakable thin bands of the ubiquitous Yonda motorcycles, the Pakistani ripoff of the Honda brand. As long as those are there, I should be okay. I only have another 200 meters until I am past the protective foothills and into the open. Moving so quickly, I have grasped my M4 with one hand forward of the magazine well, allowing me to swing my arms naturally. I shift the rifle to my other hand and forego any semblance of tactical preparedness. Faster. Faster. The A&P to my front somehow feel the same pressure, and now we are all in a slight jog in the narrow pass. At last, the Surkhagan Valley spreads before me. Moore stops the truck without instruction.